Okie dokie. Coming to you live from an undisclosed. Hold on, let me just make sure it is coming to you live. Oh, hold on one second. From an undisclosed construction zone somewhere in New York State. Oh, this is really slow because I'm tethering because I don't even have internet here. That's okay. Okay, now I'm ready. Here we go. All right, so let's start breathing. Probably I'm not going to breathe very deeply because I'm in a construction zone. And while I have mopped the floor, still a ton of dust in here. So inhale, open. Oh, reach up. I can almost touch the ceiling. And exhale, bend your knees. Inhale. It looks like I'm in front of a piano, but it's actually a credenza full of books. Bend your knees. You know when people do their Zooms and they have to do it in their library in front of their books so that everyone can see how intelligent they are? I've always got bookcases in every room all over the place. And right now there's one behind me, hidden by a big pink sheet. Okay, let's just reach into the vertical plane. So we're going to reach high right, high left, low right, low left. You will see this room transform within the next few months when I'm in this undisclosed location. And high right, high left, low right, low left. And come in. Let's circle the shoulders, big circles. And I have no external camera right now. It's just the crapo camera on my computer. So let me just point that out. Circle the other way. I think it actually looks fine. It's bright in here. And let's come in and let's do a little side with the ribs, just side to side. Stabilize your lower body so it's not pelvis going side, but the ribs, diaphragm, moving from side to side. Then we're going to do a cat-cow. So open up, arch, external rotation, curl round your spine. Inhale, open, bend your knees. Exhale, hollow and curl. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Arch, open your heart. Exhale, back body, open the back of your heart. Open the front of your heart. Open the back of your heart. Open the front of your lungs. Open the back of your lungs. And interestingly, more of our lung space is in our back body than in the front body. Open and close, spiral and spiral. So I'm externally rotating and internally rotating. I'm going to take it down right through sort of the horizontal plane, external rotation, internal rotation. Spiral open, spiral in. Inhale, lungs, heart open. And exhale, internally rotate. Open it up. Exhale. Use your breaths. And open. And yeah, other people, other movers, other teachers are getting into better and better spaces on their stuff. And I'm getting a little shoddier. That's okay. Got to do it no matter what. Let's circle the pelvis. Pubic bone forward, tailbone back. So think of really initiating the movement from your pubic bone and from your tailbone, right? I could just make a general circle with my whole pelvis circling around, but if I think pubic bone, tailbone, it changes my specificity. So get the pubic bone and the tailbone going and then change direction. You can go back and forth from thinking circle with my pelvis, feel what that feels like, and then circle from the pubic bone and tailbone doing the work. We're not doing the work, guiding the circle, steering the bus. And then let's come in, open up into an X, elbow to knee. Big side shift, right? Big weight shift from side to side. Contralateral movement, cross body movement. So what do we want to get in our movement? We want to have contralateral movement like walking or running. We want to have circles for all those ball and socket joints. Oop, I'm going to have to move forward for this. So my head's going to get cut off. Touching your, one hand's going up, one's going to the back. I just didn't feel like bringing all the cameras down. Good. And then let's come in. Let's bend, let's open up. Feet are turned out. Bend your knees over your toes. Press it up. Hold the space slightly in front of you. So my arms aren't back. They're holding the space in front, hugging the space a loving relationship with the space around you. If you start to feel like this loving relationship for the space around you, what's happening? You're feeling love in your body, right? Oh, what lovely space I'm holding here. I'm holding space for myself, for the space. Go down and stay. You're going to lift one heel, lift the other heel. One heel, lift, up, 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 up. Come in parallel, drop it down, shift from side to side, drop your head, free up your spine. The show must go on. I think if COVID taught us anything, is that the show actually doesn't have to go on. Sometimes you need to stop. But in my case today, I always feel better from moving if I am not actually sick. So I am not going to cancel. Let's take it down to the ground. And circles with your, let's think of it like your guts making the circle this time. So your belly moving forward and back. Reproductive organs in there, squishing around. If there's any kind of atrophy in there, let it just move around. That sounds so bad. Change direction the other way. Circles. And then let's take it into a side stretch. Head off vertical. Inhale, open, exhale. And then taking it the whole way around, sideways. Take your time, forward, over to the other side. Inhale up. Going slow as we're doing the circle around, imagining that your squishy little discs between the vertebra, or between the vertebrae, between each vertebra is, or each set, is readjusting in there. So this movement that we're doing is giving our body a chance to readjust in a healthy way, right? And especially if we put that intention in there, I am readjusting in a healthy way. All of this movement is towards the greater good and health of my body. And I am working in a, well, it is your body, it is you. But the more that you can work in a coherent manner with yourself, so you're not ripping yourself apart, not trying to fix, but being with instead your body, the benefits I think are going to be kinder and gentler to you. Not like, shove it in. Change legs, non-dominant leg in front, circles around. And this kind of movement is building resilience for your system, building resilience for the tissue in your body. Change direction. Pouring your gut body around inside. So it's not just like the guts down here. It's like your whole tongue to tail gut body, getting some movement, hydration, sliding and gliding around inside your body against other organs and fascia and whatever connections, and having some spaciousness inside. Open it up, side, side. Inhale through the top, exhale. Fill up your lungs, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. Open it up. And then we're going to go the whole way around. Take as long as you need. You can go at a different tempo than me. Listen to your body. So I had 2 days of no caffeine, just drank decaf coffee, and I taught the Thursday class uncaffeinated. I don't think I was very blabbery. I don't think I talked as much. I was just kind of just got on with it, more down regulated. And now I'm all chatterbox. And then come up. And let's take it down the front and release your head, shift from side to side. Yes, if you want to take a class with me talking less, the Thursday class, I think it's called The Basics. And then come up and Bring your legs out in front, and we're just going to roll across your butt and hips. So rolling across one side, internal spiral, roll across the other. So I can just go there, or I can really spiral in with that hip, right? Getting that internal rotation there. Ooh, I could pick up that foot. If we want to go deep, ooh, you could try that. Oh, it may not lift up. Like mine barely goes anywhere. But that's just engaging and activating those internal rotators, which then will release some of the external rotators. So we want to play with that a little bit. Yeah, getting that full internal rotation so the tissue of our leg has more capacity to respond to different relationships with gravity, different types of movement without ripping or getting unhealthy, right? When we give it these capacities for movement, we are more able to respond in the moment. So I'm going to tell you my secret. I fell down the stairs yesterday out there because my shoes slid, and and these are hard stairs. They're like whatever that old like 1950s New York City thing. The only thing I did was like I skinned my arm, and there's a bruise under that. But because I do so much weird shit with my body being upside down, like the integrity of my system is strong. So falling down the stairs, I didn't break anything, and I could land without hurting myself too much. So hallelujah, knock on wood. But that's why we want to move, is that then we can respond to what's happening. That's why we want to be able to go, oh, I fell on the floor. But how do I fall? I just come down and I land, right? Like, or I kind of spread out like a pancake when I was falling so that one area wouldn't take the whole thing. This is the part that took the skinning down a stair. And you can't see it. I have band-aids over it, but it's like I basically skinned it from there to there. And but it's fine. I will heal. Okay. I'm not saying this to worry anyone. I'm saying it just to say when you do more movement with your body, it can respond to and heal quickly. Right? That's what we're doing. We want to be able to heal quick. Okay. I'm on my dusty floor, which we did mop beforehand, so it also just kind of looks like this. Come in for a landing. Breathe. And then knee drop from side to side. Easy spiral. Like I'm kind of going to keep my skin off of the floor as much as I can. This whole place has been kind of a construction zone for a while, and this is not where I usually am. So yeah, if you are living under conditions like this and it's messy, if it's possible to take showers regularly so you're cleaning off the stuff out of your hair, out of your eyes, like you could do neti pot for your nose. And then come in, take your knees in and circle. Yeah, so the other part of my body that I land on beside my arm was kind of like my hip and butt. And I don't even have a bruise there today. Change direction. I was carrying a big bag of like cement, basically, and bits and pieces of a wall down 4 flights. And I slid right at my top flight. So due to the little layer of dust that was on the stairs already. Let's warm up our back. Press up. So I am super grateful to the gods and to the movement gods. Let's see who those might be. Terpsichore, Dionysus, all of the gods that like had anything to do with exercise, that I didn't hurt myself more. Change direction. And I have fallen down that staircase once before under similar circumstances. Like neither case was I drinking or in any way drunk. I was working, and I can't remember the other one. I had on like high tops with rubber soles, and I think it was a little wet, and I went sliding down, and they're like, I don't know what that stone, right? They're hard stairs. The last time I fell down like that, I got a huge bruise on my butt, but I didn't get more hurt than that. Roll it down, legs up. And also with this fall, like it could have been worse because I was right at the top of the stairs and I didn't keep going down the stairs. Like I spread out so I wouldn't keep going. All right. I'll stop talking about that. Open it up, fold it in. Just do a couple baby movements. What are baby movements? I don't know. I haven't been watching the babies lately. Although a bunch of my friends have babies, and there's a bunch of babies in my neighborhood. So I do like to watch them and hold them and play with them and just check out what their movement patterning is. And if you have a baby out there in TV land, you want to play with them a lot on the floor. Let them move around. Don't sit them in a bucket seat and because they're quiet there. If you're in a car, of course, put them in the bucket seat, but don't leave your kids in bucket seats. That is like going to atrophy their movement development. They need to be on the floor rolling around. Tummy time where they have to get up, arch up. All that's super important. Hands behind your head, elbow to knee, in and out. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want kids learning how to move, how to be in their bodies, not being shut down in stillness, right? It's gonna, well, it could jeopardize the developmental patterns, the learning of movement, which is for our brain and our body. I remember one of my ex-boyfriends when I was a teenager, his mother babysat this little kid, little Timmy, baby Timmy. And what her babysitting consisted of is sitting him in a bucket seat in front of the TV, and she went about her whole day. And like, that's the worst thing you could possibly do. And it was like, that baby was in a little bucket watching TV. Oh, it was heartbreaking. Anyway, poor little Timmy. I hope he's okay these days. Toes to the floor, arms up over your head, pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale down. Depressing things up. Let's let it go. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath. Bring it up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Touch it down. Exhale. 2, 3. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, if she wasn't caffeinated, she wouldn't be telling us these awful stories. 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath. Last one. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax it down. Turn your head. Wag your tail, right? Release head tail connection. Maybe let's add the arms. Let them fly around up there. Sending a flow of movement through your arm, through your body, through your head tail, as if you are either an octopus or some seagrasses, some seaweed. Relax. Open your feet wider. You can take your arms up wherever you want. I'm avoiding the floor right now. Internally rotate one leg at a time. Even though we mopped, it's still not what I feel like covering myself in. Spiraling in, again, getting that internal spiral. You can feel it right up into your femur head in the top of your hip socket. So right up in here, spiral in. So that tissue and that hip socket has some resilience, some capacity for movement. And if you want to hook, go for it. If you hang out in the hook, just relax for a minute. You could keep moving from side to side. Letting go. Change it to the other side. Breathe. And let's come back in. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it. I can always wash my hands when I come out of here. Arms outside side, big spiral. If it hurts to spiral, just roll from side to side here. But I need the spiral. Just gonna take that arm up. Yeah. So we want to also think like the health of our body, like it's a whole system. Like if your gums are healthy, your body's going to be healthier. Your gut body's going to be healthier. That whole gut brain microbiome, it's a thing. So we don't want to, like, we want to consider the whole system and be aware that if we have, so we want to like brush our teeth, floss every day, stuff like that. But don't use mouthwash because that kills the good bacteria in your mouth. There's a ton of stuff and it's all available now. Like there's so many people, doctors out there podcasting all the time, and I'm always listening to that stuff. So we want to think of our whole systemic health, right? Like if we do this kind of movement, we're encouraging the movement of our lymphatic fluid, deep diaphragmatic breathing, also encouraging the movement, but we're creating this resilience in our tissue by this three-dimensional movement. Also, that's affecting our nervous system. My nervous system is going all the way out to my skin, to my fingertips. If I just spiral in and out, I'm requiring the arterial flow, the venous flow, the nervous system, the lymphatic to move in different ways. So even just doing an exercise like this, where I'm internally, externally rotating, may feel like nothing, but it's a lot. Right? I'm getting the radius and ulna, these two bones in my forearm, to move. The radius spirals over the ulna when I turn my hand. So here they are like this, the two bones, and then I go like that. And these bones, one is crossing over the other, right? So we want that kind of movement and the capacity to have that movement in our body. So in this position, let's just take our arms up over our head. And in that position, see if you can lift your shoulders up to your ears and then draw them back down. You're going to feel the floor underneath you, right? Shoulders up to your ears, draw them back down. And you're massaging that tissue out. You'll feel the bony landmarks of your scapula, back of your head, back of your hips on the floor. Okay, and after it hurts a little bit, if you have a bra that has little nubbies in it, then you don't want to do a whole lot of that because that will also bruise you. But let's just pull one arm, take it across. And then really switch it to the other side, just pulling it out and opening. If you have a really hypermobile rotator cuff, don't pull your arm out of the socket. You could work with traction, pulling into the socket if you have that hypermobility. You would want to pull and draw it in. And we could just play with that. You're going to take one hand, pull, and then pull your shoulder blade back out. Reach out, pull it back in. Reach out, pull it back in. Same thing on the other side. Reach the arm and then draw it back. And you're just creating resistance with the other hand so that your shoulder blade going down and into place is developing those muscles so that they have some elasticity and some strength. You know how sometimes we do theta breath and it's a soft hiss exhale? Well, I have steam radiators in here and they don't ever do like a soft release. They're like, I can hear them now. It's really funny. There's like no balance or softening in this radiator system, which is probably like 70 years old or more, maybe 100. All right, let's roll back and forth, rounding through your spine. Let that massage through your back. I'm going to hit the bed. Maybe I'll turn around, go the other way. Let yourself plow if that feels good. Curling, rounding through your spine. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of weird noises happening in the building. And then come back in. And let's take our hands behind us. You could do this on your, if your wrists hurt or your shoulders hurt and you need to be laying on your back to pelvic lift, then that's fine. Or here, inhale up, exhale, take it down. Inhale forward, exhale. Opening the front of your hip flexors. Good exercise if you sit a lot. Pushing up and through. If you can circle it back, go for it. Inhale, exhale. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Or just in and out through your nose. But you can usually breathe deeper. Exhale more if you use your mouth. And press it up, pulsing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down. Legs forward. Let's just circle the wrists. And by circle, I mean figure 8, in and out. Yeah, nice. And then take it forward fold, relax it down. I can feel that it's my nervous system. I can feel it when it's the difference between my nerves being a little unhappy, the nerves in my lower back, versus it's the tissue. Like the nervy feeling is a little bit different. And it can happen from overstretching or from not being warm enough. Let's just come up, and you're just going to flex one foot and then flex the other. You're going to turn toward the flexed foot. Doesn't have to be your biggest stretch. This is what I'm doing to help release this. Because I don't want to go into my biggest stretch if it's hurting a little bit. So if you've overstretched your nerves, which is what I think I've done, what this feeling feels like, you want to then not keep stretching them to heal it. You want to have the tissue move. And since I'm really hypermobile, like I can easily lay forward on that. But I think that I did this in a pole class where I may not have warmed up enough. So I'm getting that tissue to move, and I have this differentiation, right? The flexed foot is going to have a different pull than the pointed foot. And I am looking towards the flexed foot, getting this little spiral. This actually feels good. I'm going to actually bend the knee of the pointed foot. Last one, each side. Yeah, so if it hurts to go forward like flat, try a little bit of a turn, right? That's how I'm judging what I need to do. I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel very good, but when I do it like this, it does. So it's moving the tissue, but it's not requiring it to do this. It's letting it do this a little bit. All right, let's flip over onto hands and knees. Opening your hands wide, just a little wider than your sticky mat, chest to the floor, and then push through the ceiling. So there's a little bit of a cat-cow here, circling around. And then the other way, pushing with your arms, sinking into the floor. Again, we're mobilizing the whole heart, lungs, ribs, and shoulder blades system, whole torso, whole body, but really this upper circle up here in the ribs, right? That's going to move our diaphragm around. So the diaphragm isn't getting like adhesed to our liver. Curl your toes under, take it to a downward dog, bend one knee and then the other. Look under your armpit, free up your spine, shift your butt from side to side. And then let's take it forward, roll it forward into a plank. We'll take it to a side plank from there. If you need to put your knees on the floor, you could make it easier here. That is totally available too. That's the easier version. If you're okay with being up here, open, inhale, open, exhale, plank. Inhale, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down. In this case, my pants are not falling down. Remember that, look up, look down. Your pants are falling down. Good, and relax, come down. Hands together, let's just do a little bit more hand stuff. You're gonna pull out, so I'm putting my fingers together and then pulling my elbows out to the side. So my fingers are holding together and I'm gonna spiral in and out. Again, moving that tissue in my forearm. My elbows are trying to pull wide, my shoulders are drawing down, my spine is lengthening. Then let's do a wave. It might feel weird and awkward, but just get that wave moving through there. Practice it, right? So we have some more mobility in our body. And then try going the other way. One might feel very different. Like one feels much looser and freer. Oh, my right hand dominating is looser than my left hand dominating. Go back and forth a couple of times to see if you can bring that information from one side to the other. And then change your fingers. So the other finger is in front. We're going to change the exercise. Arms up over your head, pulling, I got the hiccups, pulling out circles over your head. Let this move through your rib cage, lungs, diaphragm, shoulder blades. You can add your head a little bit if you want some head tail, or you can be kind of stable in your central channel in your spine. Try it both ways. Try moving with it with your head tail moving a little bit, and then try it in stillness with your spine stiller, more stable. Change direction, still arms are pulling out. Try it both ways. Whenever somebody says there's only one way to do something, I immediately think they're full of shit because there's always a million ways to do something, and some of them are going to be more intelligent than others, but some are going to be beneficial at one time and some beneficial at another time. So we never want to lock into one way because then we've just shut down thinking, learning, all that kind of stuff. We go, oh, but what if I try it like this? That's my whole way of learning movement has been like, if there's one system of ballet, I got to try another one. If there's one system of capoeira, I got to try the other one. I mean, not if there's one, there's so many of both of those, but like if I'm doing capoeira Haitian, I need to try capoeira Angola. If I'm taking like a Maggie Black ballet teacher, I need to take a Vaganova ballet teacher. I got to find out what works in my body. And different days, different things. Let's take it onto our sides. Let's do this. You're going to have your legs are turned out. So my feet are turned out. I can't really see it in the picture, but I'm going to come up to my knee. I'm going to reach it up. I'm going to flex and bring it back down. Pointing my toes, sliding up my leg, all the way up, flex, bring it down, point. This is a développé. Release it down. So knees to the ceiling and bring it down. Trying to externally rotate both legs. Up and bring it down. Up and down. Two more. Up and down. Last one. Up and down. Let's take the toes to the knee. You're going to turn in and out. 1 for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Toes are going to go on the floor behind you. You're going to slide out to the back, rotate the leg in, and turn it out. Toes to the floor, slide it back, turn it in. We're just going to do 4 of these. Turn it out, slide it back, rotate in, rotate out, slide it back, turn it in, turn it out. Let's take it for the stretch. Grab it wherever you can. Leg is turned out. So here's my leg turned in. You can see my knee. If I turn it out, my knee is pointing towards my shoulder. Stretching it out. Once you get there, circle your foot wherever it is. Change direction. Why does this core distal thing matter, this out to the edges? Because often as people age, they start to get tingling and numbness in the distal parts of their body, right? We want to keep that connected. We want to keep the blood flow happily moving out, the nerves nourished, all that kind of stuff. So all that kind of movement where we're circling like wrists, feet, it's important. And especially as people get more and more into their telephones, we need to make sure that we still have dexterity and strength and resilience in our hands. And also because we wear shoes and sit on our asses a lot. Bare feet, move your toes, practice little things with your feet. We'll do one in a minute. Cross your ankle over your knee, draw it in. Yeah. I feel like I'm a Generation Xer. I feel like this was the last generation that had freedom in their bodies to a certain degree, not having to like compare to everything all the time. I don't know. Technology. I just don't know that it's been such a good thing for us on a body level. Legs up, shake it out, and release. I'm on a rampage. It's the caffeine. Let's take it over to the other side and take it down. So, oh, now you can see my legs. They're turned out down below you, toes to knee, up to the ceiling. Flex your foot, bring it down, gathering it up the front. Up, flex, and lower. Point, slide it up to the ceiling, flex and lower. As you're doing this point and slide, feel this relationship of your toe on your leg, right? Feel the touch of your body and just stay attuned to that. We're building neural pathways of sensation and awareness when we do that. Oh, I can feel my foot sliding up. It's not just a mindless activity. 2 more. This leg feels way better than the other one, but the other one is the one I went down on the stairs. It doesn't feel bruisey. I'm going to do an extra one. Good. And then stretch. Now I feel like, oh, it's not that. We're not there yet. We have to turn in and out and do the other thing. Then we stretch. Okay, thank you. In and out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Between menopause and my meditation practice, I feel like my brain went a little mushy for a few years. I feel like I'm starting to get it back again now that I've kind of gone over the mountain. I'm like, and I'm not counting. I think we're probably about at 8 now. Toes behind you. Take it back. Turn it in. And now my brain is able to remember things again. One thing that helps is Anthony, he'll be like, if I can't remember a word, he's like, use your words. Like, I'm not allowed to just go the thing. I have to say what the thing is. So I have to take the time to remember the word. So it's worth fighting the fight for your memory. This is our last one. We only did 4 on the other side. Now we're doing more. Now we're going to stretch it out. So get it up there. Breathe into it. Yeah, the weird sound. Now the heater is making a sound that sounds like doing a theta breath with a cold. Ah, and release it down. And all my talking, I've completely forgotten what else we do. Is there anything else here, Saul? I'm looking at you. Oh yeah, the foot, the ankle. Thank you. Circle your, oh, dust. Circle your ankle on top. Change direction. Wake it up. Add the hand if you want. Good, and release. Shake it out. Yeah, as I said, my memory is still really good. But as I'm making up these flows on the fly, we're going to do the foot exercise right now, just so I don't forget, because I know it's important. So this is probably better with bare feet, and I'm going to stand up. What we're going to do is you're going to dome up your foot and then reach it out. It's like Terminator. See how I'm pulling in the mat? You're not going to do it on the mat, though. It's easier. So you're doming up, pulling in. Keep your toes on the floor. Lift your instep. Terminator 2 foot, and then slide it out. It's at the end where he's just the is it T2? It's where Arnold, it's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger being the Terminator, where it's at the very end and he's walking around and you just see like the mechanical inside of his foot. It's in ballet, it's called talon. It's when we like make your foot into like this little talon. So that's what you're doing. You're doming up and reaching it out. You can see I'm shifting my weight with that. Good. Let's do it on the other side. Dome it up, reach it out. Dome it up, reach it out. Dome. So my ball of my foot is on the floor as I'm making that dome. I'm just lifting my instep and then I reach it out, spread out my toes. Up and out. Up and out. Up and out. Good. Let's come in. Just lift up your toes. So just the toes. You're not flexing your whole foot. Just the toes. Lower them down. Press all the way up and lower. Toes, lower. Heels off the floor, lower. Lift the toes, lower down. Straight to the ceiling. Lower, toes. Lower, press straight up and lower. Toes. Lower, push through the ceiling. Calf, ankle, and Achilles. We're going to bend when we come down now. So you're going to bend down, straighten, push through, and lower. Bend your knees, straighten, push through, and lower. Bend, straighten, press, lower, bend, straighten, press, lower. Then we're going to do it all at once. So it's plie and push. Down, press straight up. Land and push. Land and push. It's like a jump without leaving the ground. Push, land, push. Hello, Brooklyn. I can feel my calves starting to get some action. 3 more. 2. Last one. Good. And relax. Let's just do a quick calf stretch. You can do it with or without something to hold on to. Here I am. My heel is reaching to the floor and straightening my back knee. They might look bent, but that's just my legs. And then I'm going to bend it and get deeper into my Achilles. I'm going to straighten, push back through my heel, and then bend. My heel can come off a little, just getting into my Achilles. Push back and bend. Push back. Switch it to the other side. Push, straight knee, and then bend. Push. You should feel the stretch changing. Stay present with what it feels like. I have this, I don't know who I was talking to. I was talking to a friend of mine on the street the other day, another walker. who also teaches movement. And I was talking about people saying, what am I working? I don't feel anything. And I'm like, that's it. You don't feel anything because you don't feel your fucking body. That's the problem. You'll know what you're working when you start to feel into your body. And working is sometimes releasing, right? So we want to have an awareness of what's going on, which is, it's hard to come by. It's not like you just feel it because you can. Some people can, most people don't, because we've learned not to, right? We've learned to override our feelings so much that we don't feel them anymore. Let's do some tricep push-ups. And by we, I mean some of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Density for the bones. 10, and relax. Take it all the way down. Bend your knees, let your legs fall from side to side. And then tops of the feet on the floor, baby cobra, up and lower. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hands next to your chest, up. Bend your knees if you can, and take it back down. So the bending the knees part is optional. When I first started doing it, like I hadn't been doing it for a long time, and I started and I was like, oh, this feels horrible. And now it's starting to feel good. And then go ahead and take it to a child's pose. Breathe into your back, wiggle around. Have a moment of gratitude that you have a body that can do anything at all. And then take it back. We're going to go back down to our bellies on the ground again. So we're going to do kind of a circle with our head. This part, bangs are touching the floor, ear goes to the side, crown of the head to the ceiling, ear to the side, bangs to the floor, fringe to the floor, up and around, touch it down. Don't go higher than is comfortable. Work with what feels good in your body. Other direction. And if it hurts a lot, make it really small. Doesn't have to be big. Last one. Child's pose again. Interlace your hands out in front of your head. Roll up to the crown of your head. Actually, I can't interlace, but I can do it like this. So if you can interlace, do it. That just puts me right on my arm in the wrong spot. Good. And then come out of it. Let me do a quick time check. Oh, we're doing good. We're almost done. Let me look. I got my Saturday morning peeps. Yeah, let's come into a straddle. I'm trying to do things where I stay on the mat and I'm not like going out too much in here. Circles with your feet and wrists at the same time. Change direction. Good. Let's take our hands behind an arch, chest to the ceiling. Point your toes, take your waist backwards and just curl your spine. So we're still vertical pretty much. We're not taking it down. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale, hollow and curl. Point your toes. Inhale, arch. Exhale, point. Inhale, arch. Exhale, point. Inhale, reach through your heel, lengthen and open. Point, hollow and curl. Last one. Arch and open. Point, hollow and curl. All right, we're going to do hands behind your head, elbow to the floor, taking it down. I'm going with pointed feet for right now. You could be pointed, you could be flexed. Try to do something with them so they're not just like hanging out there. Pointed toes or flexed feet, just so you're working that whole line out to your toes. Core distal awareness, core distal relationship, or it could be a flex. That feels good too. And you can go back and forth. Getting crampy, change it. Let's change this exercise. Take it to the side, reach it out, open it up, bend your elbows. Take it down, reach, open, bring it in, down, reach, open, bring it in, down, reach, open. Last one, open it up and open it up. Relax, jiggle, bring your legs a little bit closer together, bang them out. I got to do one forward, but I got to back up so I can be on my mat. So you can do this if you're like finished with your straddle, take it into butterfly, Baddha Konasana. If you're good in your straddle and you want to go further, take it down. Breathe into it. Don't force your body into anything. Allow it time to shift and change, right? Also, for most people, having a big, wide open straddle isn't a functional movement. If you're not a dancer, if there's no reason that you need to do this, it might not be the smartest move to go for massive mobility in your straddle. But bringing it like maybe a little more open might be good. But we don't necessarily need to be in that middle split if we aren't using it for our job, right? All right, let's open wide and spiral. So we're in this different position, much more open. You're going to twist all the way around if that feels okay. Get onto your butt, big twist. Ooh, got a little adjustment up there in my upper thoracic vertebrae. One vertebra, a whole bunch of vertebrae. Good. And then let's just do a hip stretch. I think I'm going to go with knee over knee. So if you're tighter, you can leave one leg out and take it down. Oh, I feel this in that lower back spot with the nervy thing. So I'm not going to go very deep. I'm going to circle around. Easy circles. So a lot of times if we've overstretched something or we've sort of, well, yeah, we've torn up something, we've overstretched it, we can feel it. And we think, wow, if I just get in there and stretch it more, it's going to heal. And it's not going to heal because you've already overstretched it. So what you want to do is back off the stretching, find different ways of moving it. So it's like getting some three-dimensional juicy movement, maybe a little stretching in a more side way than where it's pulling on it way. Right? We don't want to poke the bear, right? And the bear is the injury. And we're thinking, oh, I feel it. So if I do this, it's going to get better. It's like, maybe not. Give it some time, moving it in a different way before you get back into that. And these type of injuries, like if you have overstretched your nerves, it can take a long time to heal. If you have like a bone bruise, that takes a long time to heal. Change direction if you haven't. Let's go side, taking it towards the top leg. Open it up. Take it towards the bottom leg. Open it up. Spiral. If it's soft tissue, like an actual muscle, it's going to heal quicker. That stuff doesn't have a whole lot of fiber. It's the things that the more fibrous it is, the longer it's going to take to heal, in my experience. Although the nerves are kind of soft tissue, but they're very strong and like they're not made to do a lot of stretching, right? And it could be the relationship of the nerve to the fascia around it, the bundle that it's in. Take it forward, a little bit of movement. I'm not going to my deepest. And then release and come up. But yeah, like when I've had like overstretched my nerves, it could be a few weeks to a few months. When I had this knee injury, it was like 6 to 8 months to fix it. That was like the, what is it called? Pes anserine bursitis. But now it's better. Switch it to the other leg on top. Start with the circles, circling around, calling yourself back to yourself with these circles. So if your mind is off there in like, one of my teachers would say, East Jesus. If you have gone out to East Jesus, invite yourself back. Bring all the cords and threads of your energy back to yourself so that you're nourishing yourself. You're not sending them out in willy-nilly. Change direction. Other way. Bring in the cords of your energy system to flourish. And then after you've cleared it up, you can send them out again. Yeah. So when you're in something where you're doing something with yourself, like exercising, eating, taking a shower, maybe taking a shower is not a good one, but exercising or eating, like try to bring yourself into full participation in what you're actually doing, says the girl who keeps telling you stories about the history of her life. The stories are in our body. Open it up, side stretch. Sully, you going to say something? Spiral. Oh, it's in the chat. And then take it forward in whatever way you want. Buddha. I don't want to read that. Buddha tells East Jesus to get off his turf. I don't know. Does the Buddha say that? Come into the Buddha. I always wonder about that. Like, is this a bad thing wearing a Buddha on my chest? I am not exactly a Buddhist, but I am very familiar with a lot of Buddhism and spend a lot of time doing Buddhist practices. I am not identifying with any one thing other than paganism, personally, which means any god, all gods, pantheism. I'm into it all. All right. I think we should be done with that. My waffling has gotten out of control. Let's stand up, give it a little shake, bounce around. I can't shake this one arm. So this looks really funny. Dancing. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, let it go, shake it out. I'm doing what I can with my shake. Free up your system. And then inhale, open. Ha, exhale. Good to get some rhythm in your body. So if you don't listen to music that has a beat, I advise doing it sometimes. Listen to music and move with it so we get some rhythm in our body. There are multiple rhythms happening within your body, your heartbeat, the flow of your cerebral spinal fluid, the flow of your lymphatic fluid. Ha. And we want those rhythms to be intelligent. And when we have this capacity to find movement in our system, so funny, I met somebody the other day and she was telling me that she was learning these different things. She was learning how to tap dance. She was learning how to play piano. And I kept saying, oh, that's all about rhythm. And then we were singing this thing together. And I was like, okay, everybody in a rehearsal, I'm like step touch. And she didn't have rhythm. And I was like, oh my God, I've been telling her the thing that she needs to do in both of these things she's trying to do. And she doesn't have it, but she can get it. If you get it into your body, that's why I say listen to music with a beat. White people often don't. I mean, as Western culture in a large generalized way. Black people, amazing rhythm in their body. It's part of their history. It's part of the thing. So like invite that in. Maybe I'm making huge generalizations that I shouldn't, but for the most part, that's often the truth. Like tap dancing comes from African culture and it was about making rhythm with your body, right? Being in a rhythm, connecting to the people with a rhythm. It's not about doing steps. It's interesting. So just that, bring the rhythm in. Let me say more totally inappropriate things. Cancel me, people. The only way to grow in this culture. All right, just kidding. Don't cancel me. Like, subscribe, share. Don't listen to the things that are annoying.